Welcome to Easy English Talks podcast.
Hello, my friends. Welcome back to English Topics Podcast. I'm Tom. Today I want to share something very important with you. It's called the chunking method. Chunking is a simple but powerful way to learn English. If you want to speak English fluently, naturally, and if you want to think in English, then chunking can really help you. In this episode, I will explain what the chunking method is and how you can use it in your daily practice. So listen carefully. I will speak slowly and clearly. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to this podcast, follow us, and share it with a friend who also wants to improve their English. Your support helps this podcast grow, and together we are building a strong learning community. Let's begin. What is chunking? Let's start very simply. When you speak English, you don't need to build every sentence word by word. That is slow, that is difficult. It takes too much energy when you think like that. You may get stuck, you may feel nervous, may forget the words, but there's a better way. You can use chunks to write chunks. So what are chunks? Chunks are groups of words. They are small phrases that often go together. We don't change them. We don't build them from zero. We just use them as they are. Think of chunks like Lego blocks. Each chunk is a block. And when you speak, you simply put the blocks together. Examples of chunks. Let me give you some examples. You already know many of them. How's it going? I don't think so. Let me think. Long time no see. Have a nice day, no worries. It depends. These are all chunks. We don't stop to think about the grammar. We don't say, how is it going? Slowly. No. We say it in one smooth unit. How's it going? That's why chunks are powerful. When you learn a chunk, you learn a full idea, not just individual words. You know when to use it. You know how it feels. And it helps you sound natural and confident. Practice time now. Let's do some practice together. I will say a chunk. You repeat after me. Okay, how's it going? I don't think so. Let me think. Great. Do you feel it? We are not learning random words. We are learning chunks of meaning. Little blocks of real English. This is the chunking method. And believe me, when you know 20, 30, or 50 chunks, you can already have great conversations. Without translating, without overthinking. Why chunking helps now that you understand what chunking is. Let's talk about why it helps you. When you try to speak English word by word, your brain has to work very hard. You have to think about every single word. You have to remember vocabulary. You have to decide on the correct grammar. You have to find the right sentence structure. That takes a lot of time, and sometimes you get stuck. You stop. You pause. You feel nervous. You lose confidence. Now imagine this. Imagine you could use a whole phrase, a whole sentence, without thinking about it. You just say it, naturally, quickly, and correctly. That's what chunking gives you. When you learn chunks, you're thinking in phrases. You're thinking in complete ideas. This is how native speakers speak. They don't build every sentence from zero. They don't stop and think. I need a subject, a verb, an object. No. They use ready-made expressions. They use chunks. And when you speak like that, you sound natural. You speak faster. You feel more confident because your brain is doing less thinking and more communicating. Let me say that again. When you use chunks, your brain is doing less thinking and more communicating. That's the goal. Speak from feeling, not from fear. Speak in patterns, not in pieces. More useful chunks now. Let's learn some more useful chunks. The first one is, I'm on my way. This means I'm coming. I'm going to the place now, you don't say. Now I go to the place where you are. That is too slow, too difficult. You just say, I'm on my way. It's fast. It's natural. Say it with me. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Here's the next one. Let's keep in touch. We use this when we want to stay connected. Maybe you meet someone new, or you finish a course or a job. You want to talk again in the future. Say, let's keep in touch. It's a perfect goodbye chunk. You don't need to think about grammar. You just say the phrase. Here's the next one. That's not the point. This means that's not the important part. Maybe someone is arguing. Maybe they don't understand what you mean. You can say, that's not the point. Here's another chunk. That makes sense. This means that's logical, that's clear, that's easy to understand. You use it every day. Native speaker thinking, did you notice something? Each of these phrases is complete. Each one gives a clear message. You don't build them word by word. You just say them. This is how native speakers talk. They don't build sentences from scratch. They speak in ready-made expressions, speak in blocks. They speak in chunks. And when you speak in chunks, you sound natural. You feel confident, and your brain works less. Your brain does less thinking and more communicating. Tao. To learn chunks now, you may be thinking, that is great, Tom, but how do I actually learn chunks? Good question. A very good question. Let me walk you through it, step by step. Step 1. Listen carefully, really carefully. Listen to people speaking English, in movies, in podcasts, in real conversations. Notice the phrases that repeat. Step 2. Write them down. Don't trust your memory. Take your phone or a notebook. Write the chunk. Write where you heard it. Write how it was used. Write the emotion, happy, surprised, angry. This helps you remember when to use it, not just what it means. Step 3. Say it out loud. This is very important. Don't just read chunks silently. Speak them with your voice. Even if no one is listening, even if you are alone, even if it feels strange. Because when you say chunks out loud, your mouth remembers them. Your tongue learns the rhythm. Your brain connects the sound, the meaning, and the feeling. And soon, the chunk comes out automatically, without effort, without translation. Step 4. Review often. Chunks are like little plants. You need to water them. You need to see them again and again. So every few days, open your notebook. Look at your chunks. Say them again. Remember how they felt. Use them in new sentences. Even 5 minutes a day is powerful. Small steps, every day, find just 2 or 3 new phrases. Not 10, not 20, just 2 or 3. That's enough. Maybe you find them in a TV show, maybe in a podcast, maybe in a real conversation. For example, let me know. I'm on it. I'm not in the mood. Keep it small. Keep it real. It's a final message, okay, my friends? Today you learned about chunking. You learned what it is, why it helps, and how to practice it. Remember this? English becomes easier when you speak in chunks, not word by word, but phrase by phrase. Just a few chunks a day can make a big difference. So keep going, keep listening, keep speaking, and always keep believing in yourself. Outro and call to action. I'm Tom, and this is English Topics Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to the podcast, leave a review, and share it with your friends. Your support helps me, and it helps more learners around the world discover this podcast.
Hello, my friends. Now let me tell you a short story. My name is Sarah. I want to show you how I use chunks in my daily life. So one day I woke up and stretched. It's time to get up. It's time to get up. I don't build it word by word. I just use the phrase, it's time to get up. After that, I go to the kitchen and make some breakfast. My mom asks me, "Are you ready?" And I answer, "I'm on my way." That's another chunk. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Not I am on the way. Don't forget, chunks are ready-made phrases. They're like small sentences. You just use them as one unit, one chunk. After that, I go to my desk to study English. I listen to podcasts, and sometimes I say, "Let me think when I try to remember something." Again, this is not single words. It's a chunk. Let me think. Let me think. Not let I think. Let me think. Let me think. And my friend calls me. She says, "Do you want to meet today?" I am busy. So I tell her, I'm not in the mood. Another useful chunk. I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood. I am not in the mood. I'm not in the mood. And after that, my brother comes into my room and says something strange. I reply, "That makes sense." Makes sense? That makes sense. Not that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. And later, my mom asks me, "What are you doing?" I reply, "That's not the point." Sometimes I also say, "That's not the point." Not that is not the point. That's not the point. That's not the point. This is another example of how we use chunks to make our speech more fluent and natural. Instead of saying that is not the point, we can simply use the phrasal verb not to be on the same page. For example, if your friend suggests going to a restaurant you don't like, you can say, "That's not the point." Or if someone tries to change your opinion, you can respond, "That's not the point." At lunchtime, I meet my friend. We talk about our plans for the weekend. And she wants to go shopping. But I tell her, "I'm not in the mood." That means I don't feel like doing anything. You can use it when you want to do what others want to do or when you just want to be alone. Then I go back to my room and study. I learn new vocabulary and grammar rules. Sometimes I open the window to let the fresh air in. If you want to have a break from studying, you can use the expression to take a breather. In the evening, I study again. My teacher always tells me, "Keep it up." And I answer, "No worries. Keep it up." Keep it up, not keep you up. Keep it up. Keep it up. This is an encouragement to continue doing something you're already doing. If you're doing well on a test, your teacher might say, "Keep it up." Or if your team is winning a game, your coach might say, "Keep it up." No worries. No worries. Not no worry. No worries. No worries. It's a casual way to say that you're not worried or you don't mind. For example, if your friend asks you to help carry the books, you can say, "No worries." Later, I watch TV for a bit. Sometimes I pause the show and search for new recipes online because I like cooking. If you enjoy doing something, you can describe yourself as being into, for example, if you love playing basketball, you can say, "I'm really into basketball." If you're interested in a certain type of music, you can say, "I'm really into that kind of music." Finally, before I sleep, I text my friend and say, "Let's keep in touch." That's how I finish my day with another chunk. Let's keep in touch. Let's keep in touch. Not let us keep in touch. Let's keep in touch. Let's keep in touch. To keep in touch means to stay connected with someone and to promise to write or call again. So you see, my whole day is full of small, ready-made expressions. I don't think word by word. I use chunks, and that makes my English natural and easy. Now I'd like to give you some homework. Can you find all the chunks in this video? Just write down all the chunks you hear and then check if you got them, all right? Also, I want you to try using at least 5 chunks tomorrow while talking to your family or friends. Remember, these are like small sentences. Use them as one unit, one chunk. For example, if you don't understand what someone is saying, you can say, "Let me think." Or if your mom asks you to clean your room, you can say, "That's not the point." If you want to encourage your friend who is doing well on a test, you can say, "Keep it up." And if you want to stay connected with your English teacher, you can say, "Let's keep in touch." Now I want to say thank you very much for watching this video. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching and see you soon. Bye.